No, I would speak French, but no. No, I'm gonna
I
speak
was expecting.
since you're here, since you started with Japanese. No,
All
forget
right.
that. Forget that. Some
All
other
right.
episode. We'll do Creole some other episode. I'm not about to freaking keep freaking advertising this colonizer's language. Like, dude, ugh. I told you, say my father speaks it. That's true, but like his point of view on it is so. My girlfriend's mom too. Her point of view on this is so on point. He's like, why should I freaking be proud that I'm speaking French? Like France done come to my country, Haiti, freaking colonized me and left me with their language. And Haitians like flaunt it around like it's so beautiful, but like nah, bro, this was instilled in us. We didn't have a choice. This was the result of rape and torture. Oh, so because of that, they're like, fuck
Mm,
that. I'm gonna speak Creole. So yeah, some crazy shit. Like the concept of French
mm,
has such a conflicting, which rightfully so, argument and debate in Haiti, which I understand. Yeah,
mm,
makes sense. Makes sense. Crazy
mm.
shit. But yeah, bro. Kings and Swords, episode
Yeah,
11.
yeah. Kings and swords. Kings and
So this
swords.
motherfucker is fighting, which is nice. I admire
Mm,
the fact that he's out here poisoning folks, which is so fucking coward like, but is very smart because he's not losing men doing so. Yet he still wants to be a warrior. I like that. This man want to be fully
mm.
equipped in all aspects. And
Yes. So
that's,
remember. So, well, it's okay if you don't remember. But in season one, I mentioned how Canute has yet to feel physical pain back
yep,
then,
yep.
and that even though he's had a moment of enlightenment with the priest, that this was still the one bit of experience that he needed, because to lead people who experience pain on the daily, yet have no
Mm-hmm.
experience with pain yourself,
Mm-hmm.
undermines the authority you carry when you give out commands. Because to a
Yeah.
Viking, to Norsemen, pain is a hallmark. And just like Gunnar
Yep.
said in this episode, Norsemen, they don't listen to weaklings. And
Exactly.
here
Which
we
Ketil.
mhm. Yeah,
Actually, no,
Kettle,
finish.
Kettle.
Ketil.
Yeah,
No, literally,
Kettle's he's a
Norsemen don't
weakling.
listen to. But that's the thing. That's why he created the Iron Fist story because he's aware that
Yep.
Norsemen don't listen to weaklings. See,
Hmm.
he went another way too. Like they both have very nice strategies. Canute's like, yeah, I'm gonna get to the crown by poisoning. Kettle's like, I'm gonna earn respect by creating the story. It's really nice. It's nice, and his
Yeah.
story is not killing anyone. Nobody died. Like he's just such a good man.
Well, yeah. Yeah, in his stories, a lot of people died, but in reality, yeah, nah, he
Nobody
would have been
died.
a butterfly.
Yeah.
Nobody died.
And also to
But
get this
yeah,
story
so,
going, imagine how many people he had to pay, like how many crops he had to give out to other big guys. Like, listen, man, I need you to spread that shit.
mm,
Tell them you fought beside me. Because
mm,
someone got to testify. There can't be just one dude saying, "Oh, I was out here chopping swords with my bare hand." Like, brother, no. Like, I don't know if you remember
yeah.
Thorgil said in the army they talk about you all the time. So this motherfucker made sure this shit is spread.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
I missed that. I didn't know. Okay, interesting.
yeah. That's how he got to bring the story. He's like, Olmar 2 episodes ago. Don't you know who her dad is? The guys talk about it all the time. And then in the army or not army in the Canute's freaking king guard shit troop thing. Yeah, yeah. That shit's not. It's not Ketil. Ketil already spread the seeds, bro. That shit's spreading by itself now. It's like
Now, see, now I want to know how he did this. I want to know
right.
exactly how he did it.
Of course, dude. I'm telling you, he had to pay a bunch of people because he's wealthy enough. Like what? Just get like 2 more slaves and have him overwork for a year. And again, he's not that kind of man, so I don't know. I don't know, man. Crazy
Mm,
shit. But yeah, homeboy's fighting,
mm,
and of course he had to freaking use. Like he does some shit that's smart. He's a very smart man, but he does some shit he does just lacks character. Like oh hey, just so you know, Estrid, like you're basically pimping your. Well, not really. He's not pimping her out, but like you're using Wolf's weakness. Like bro, Estrid's talking to some other dude. Like,
He
Wolf's
took a
like I'm not
page from he took a page from Oscalad's book, man. It's exactly
right.
the kind of thing he'd do to Thorfinn.
Yeah, that's exactly what dude Thorfinn. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he kills Estrid just to freaking get Wolf riled up and shit.
No, if he kills Esther, I riot, dude. I love her, even though we don't know much about her.
Bro, he killed Michael. That's the Last of Us reference. The link is up top for episode 5. But if you're watching this on YouTube, he killed Harlan. Harlan. No,
Harold.
Harlan is Harold. Harlan is C. Oh, I love that character in C. Apple TV, Jason
Mm,
Momoa. Love that character, bro. But yeah, crazy shit. Even that I didn't like, bro. Freaking made him develop this love interest in the last season. Like the fuck, like since when was one boy that infatuated with Margaret? But I'm digressing hardly. uh, Small digressing. Christian, I really hate when good shows do something that is stupid, and I hate it even more when it's at the end. I can't stand that when I feel like I
Now you
wasted my
understand my
time.
pain with Game of Thrones, dude. That's
No,
exactly my feeling with Game of Thrones.
no, that's the thing.
Exactly my feeling.
You dropped off because you heard of what people were saying. I'm talking about a whole different thing here.
But
Like
it makes sense, though. It
good
makes
shows. It sure, Christian. It doesn't make sense. No,
because
it
the
makes sense.
because
It's explained.
no,
It's
because
justified.
there was so many things to be, because we were talking about patience in the previous episode, right? There
Hmm.
was no patience. Even without seeing the final season, there's no way that you could wrap up all the storylines in a way that's very satisfying. Like the entirety of the show has been up to that point. There's just no way.
Satisfaction, no, Christian, but the end game for each of these characters, it makes sense. Like it all makes sense, except for one thing. No, I'm talking about in terms of sense. How the Daenerys's crew, the guys with like no balls, the Unsullied, they're like, oh, since Missandei's dead and you killed Daenerys, we're gonna stay here. And the next scene, they leave. I'm just like, bro, why would you? Or Tyrion, you're a prisoner, you don't get us to speak. And next scene, Tyrion's like, okay, it's agreed. Brendan Stark will be the next king. I'm just like, bro, yeah, there's little things that don't make sense, but in terms of where these characters go, I've said this already. Like Jon Snow never wanted to be in the North. He was exiled. He's done a lot. He doesn't deserve to be exiled, but you killed a queen. That's literally the punishment, bro. That's actually a letdown. It's like scoring Ketil's farm as a slave. You kill the queen and you only get to be exiled. That's like they could have killed him. So it makes sense. Like Brandon Stark, the dude is a freaking encyclopedia, freaking past, present, future. He doesn't have that much of emotion because a king needs to tap into an emotional state to make some decisions. But shit, back then you don't fucking need emotion. You just need to rule and shit. Like a bunch of shit makes sense. Characters found themselves. Like Sansa wanted to leave the North, ended up repping the North. My girl told Daenerys, "What about the North? The North is independent. The North." It's like, bro, like it just. But I get it. No, but when I'm talking about like endings. How did I even get to this? Oh yeah. I said Harold instead of. I mentioned Harold instead of Harlan. I mentioned Harlan for C. How they did that to him. There's a few shows that I like Ozark. I love Ozark, Christian. The last scene of Ozark made me so upset about the whole show. Like Christian, if you're aware that a company, if you're aware that these people are evil, you're aware that this lady is able to kill her own brother, you're aware that these people are trafficking money, why would you come to their backyard with all that knowledge and think you have the upper hand? They're gonna kill you. Oh, dude, I was so upset. You don't know anything I'm talking about. Like, picture this: a
Nope.
detective who's very smart. Unfortunately, he's an alcoholic, but he's very smart. Crack the case. Last scene of the show, you find out these people are just drug smuggling, freaking low life, well, high life. They're very smart. Jason Bateman's very smart. But you crack this whole case, and you show up to their backyard to be like, "Oh, you guys are not gonna get away with this." What? I'm like, like, are you kidding me? Like, you're aware of what these people are capable of doing. That's the final scene of Ozark, Christian. Literally, you can watch the whole show. It's a great show, but that's the final scene. This dude cracked the case and show up to these people's backyard thinking he can make demands. Of course, he's gonna kill you. Like you find out all this about this family and you come by yourself. Just I hated that. Like just Squid Game. I hated the ending of Squid Game.
Oh,
Just,
bro, don't even get me started on Squid Game.
no, the thing is, I'm talking
I
about the
dislike
ending.
Squid Game.
Like I know you
I
dislike
dislike the
Squid Game.
entirety of it.
I loved everything
Oh
about the show until the ending. Like you win the money, don't take it. I understand. You take the money, you leave some of the money for a woman to raise a child. You take some of the money to get some expensive perm. You take some of the money to get a suit. You take some of the money to buy freaking a first class ticket because it looked like an expensive plane. And then you have the nerve to be like, oh, I'm gonna avenge people. Like, dude, you're a hypocrite. You took the money. Like if you left the money, I'd understand. Dude, I was so upset. Oh, like
oh
what are you talking
man,
about,
dude.
man? Just, Christian, I was so upset. I'm like, what? People are like, yes, he's gonna come back for season 2. I'm like, what do you mean come back for season 2, bro? You took the money. Like, what do you don't even have
Oh
any
man,
fighting
dude.
skills. Like, I was upset,
Squid
man.
Game.
Like, what?
Oh
Like,
man, I couldn't even finish Squid Game. Like
oh
that truly rarely happens. To where
no,
like,
yeah, I don't know, but go ahead. I want to hear your thought. Why couldn't you finish it? Because it's up until the end. I loved the story of that show. But what you did you dislike?
so I don't want to bash it too hard because I saw the backstory of the guy who created the show, and apparently he has been through so many. I mean, I don't remember. I remember his story left a strong impression on me. So, I don't want to bash it too hard, but I do not think that that show deserved the levels of success that it got. I mean,
Whoa.
I will give it. Okay, listen.
Beside from the little here and there terrible, not terrible. I mean, yeah, you look at it right. That people are rooting for a guy who's freaking a bad father, a bad son. Yeah, there's some plot holes, but like the concept of Squid Game
Yeah,
is
I will
sick,
admit.
man.
I will admit that the idea is incredibly interesting. The designs are incredibly interesting. The
Mm-hmm.
games very interesting, very interesting. But the execution, nah, man,
Hmm.
it's not for me. It truly is not for me. Some of the acting that I saw there, I feel like I might catch some heat if if I really
Dude, we're never
go
gonna get
in
famous from
on.
this. There's like 2 people listening to this, and I'm one of
No,
them. It's like our lives are already set, bro. We are freaking successful enough in our lives. We don't need this. That's a joke. That's a joke. We need you to keep listening. But yeah.
but man, Squid Game, nah, man, nah, it wasn't for me. I do like though that a Korean based show is getting a lot of
Ooh, Christian Glory. I just
popularity.
finished Glory with my girlfriend Christian.
Oh, is it a K drama?
Oh, huh?
Is it a K drama?
Glory. I think Glory's Korean. This girl has been brutally bullied as a kid by these snob, rich little freaking dipshits. Kids in a cafeteria. No, 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 no. A gymnasium at the after school parties. Not just there, at a freaking little house where she lived too. They would come there and bully her, and then she freaking grow up and devise a plan to take down each and every one of these fuckers. Oh, Glory is sick. Nah, but yeah,
So it sounds like a revenge plot then.
yeah, that's literally what it is. It's a revenge, but meticulously planned, Christian. I'm talking Chuck Rhodes meticulously planned. Yes, Pierre loves billions. I'm talking the professor meticulously planned money heist. Ugh. What was I talking about? Shows with bad ending. Before I get to the show, there's one last one. Ted Lasso, dude. I love Ted Lasso. I love everything it stands for. I even overlooked the fact that I love soccer, and this man didn't care about the game of soccer until the final season. I didn't even care. It was a feel-good show. It was at the height of the pandemic. People needed that, and I loved it. The ending of Ted Lasso. Some woman come out of nowhere. You need to go back to your son. I understand that. Some people can say, sure, sure, sure. His son got son was bullying someone else. He missed some big moments. I get that. Okay, we don't need to fight about that. Roy, the writers have been pushing this teacher on Roy, literally pushing her, throwing herself at him. He never gave her a chance. It's insane. Like, this teacher did everything she could. I'm like, why would you write her to trying to be in his life so bad without never giving her a chance? And Ted Lasso's ex-wife, for some reason in the last episode, her husband is just all of a sudden undesirable. Bro, he's not doing anything right, Christian. They're watching a game. All of a sudden, he doesn't like soccer. All of a sudden, she's not vibing with him. Like, I know the show ended, but if Ted Lasso continues, he comes home and that's it. Homeboy just get written off the show. It's just like suddenly they're just not gelling at all. You're like, what? The dude didn't do anything wrong. Like, why are you writing him off a show who's finishing? It was just a bunch of like little things. I'm just like, why? Why is this happening? Like, why is that happening? I'm just like, can this show just stay good, bro? And I love all these shows, like Ozark, Ted Lasso, Squid Games. I love them, but their endings, there's so many little things. I'm just like, come on. Like, you kept me here for this long to drop me in the last episodes. just come on. Ugh. Crazy shit. Dude, we've derailed again. Well, I've derailed. This one's on me. And there's no timestamp. So, yeah. There are timestamps. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm just going to put a big ass skip this part section.
I think this
Yeah.
might be a record for your longest. It
Rant?
might be. I'm not sure. Yeah.
No, dude, did you not hear the last episode, Christian?
You know what? Fair point. Fair point.
The last episode was like an hour, 15 minutes dedicated to Vinland Saga, 45 minutes to just a bunch of things. But yeah, I hate that he deceived the guy into winning, but it's a strategy. Any strategy can be used on the battlefield, and that was one of them because he knew homeboy loved Estrid. Like, I don't know about love. Ragnar comes in. Gunnar. Poor Ragnar. Gunnar comes in. Yeah, the shit you told me to do, bro, I do it. Let's get through it. Private matters.
And this is important. This is super important.
This
is so much more important than I.
Of course, this is important. And the reasons, of course, like, if we keep squeezing these folks, we'd get about 3 pounds a year, and that won't be enough. And of course, interesting. I'm looking on this list. This Ketil guy. Where are the family's military forces? Why doesn't he have military forces? Because he's been paying your brother to not have to join the army. It's like, bro, we're like, interesting. So right here, we just put that. That's a dot right there, right there. It's like, yeah, we can, like, because of that little thing, an eyebrow's been raised. Okay, they're on my radar now. And he even tell Gunner, yeah, keep making some circle around, see what these folks, and just let me know. Because yeah, it's like it's either that, we start squeezing people, or we have to raise taxes. And he's like, I don't know. And Gunner's like, well, raising taxes, there'll be a backlash with the Danes that you just acquire from your brother dying. So I don't think you should go that route. And I love the little pauses for the narrator to explain. It's very beautiful, which is not needed for some of us, but it's good. It's good. It's great. He's like,
I always love when narrators are like used in shows. Like Hunter x Hunter, one of my favorite uses of a narrator.
They did that
during like the Chimera Anarch. So
he's like, hey, Canute's having problems. Let's tell the watchers what problems they are. Just so you folks know, Canute had a brand new issue. He needed funds. Why did he need fund? The cost to maintain his Danish army, who's in there, Mr. Thorkill, the myth, the giant himself, and some other guys, they were getting paid by English taxes. So unless he could get some money out of those Danes in Denmark that he just acquired, he would have to downsize his Danish army, which he smartly answered to Gunnar, I can't do because I'm not a Dane. No, it's not I'm not a Dane. I can't do it because I'm not English. Those Danes are the only people that's helping me to stay in power. Like, the British will never favor me because I'm not British. I'm from Denmark, which was so freaking, well, that's not smart. That's just, like, that's a fact. Just, yeah. Like literally, he can't downsizing is just not an option because I will no longer be able to govern England if I let go of the squad that I have that England is afraid of. Because it's like, when I look at Thorkell's squad, it's like the 300. Because these guys went for countless wars. I don't know if you remember season 1 without ever losing anyone. Just like, what was the number? Like 300 or 500? That number stayed like stagnant. Like,
500.
Like, their guys were begging to go to Valhalla. Like, can I die, please? Just like these men were just so good. So yeah, of course, we need to maintain this army. So it makes perfect sense. And we got to feed these folks. And Thorkill himself eats. I don't know if you remember too, when they went through some village and bro, that bar owner or restaurant owner was dying. I was like, it's crazy.
His stomach is bottomless.
Yeah.
Hearty appetite.
Exactly. So like, yeah, it can't be taxes because I need these people to like me and I just took over. Like there's going to be a revolt. There's going to be a freaking coup. There's going to be a freaking civil war. We need to start acquiring some land. Requisition. Like, bro, it's better than raising
requisition.
Taxes.
Ooh,
damn.
Boy, requisition.
And of course, Ketil right here is on the hot seat.
So let's also quickly define what requisition means. That's like the requisition of land is private property that has been involuntarily seized by the government. In this case, the government is Canute.
Correct. Literally, like, I'm taking that shit. Now, in the order of the king, that's what England did to India. They requisitioned. Just like, in the honor of the queen herself, we hereby take this land. Crazy stuff. That's a skit and Trevor Noah's stand up. It was like that's how the British took over. Crazy shit, man. But yeah, and of course, speaking of the devil, or speaking of the angel, Ketil. Is it Ketil or Ketil? How do you? I feel like I and you pronounce it differently. You or I. What do you say when you say it?
I say Ketil.
Ketil? All right. I'll just start saying Ketil. I'll follow you now, Christian. All right. Ketil arrives. Great. What? What do you mean Harald is dead? No, this can't be.
My protection.
Yes, because Thorgill's already there, because Thorgill's in the Kingsguard. Hey, Dad, you're here. That's great. Just so you know, Harald's dead. Bro, I need you to get me in contact with Canute so I can get in his good graces, his favors, and build a relationship so I can remain away from wars while gaining protection. Great. And they're like, wait, hold up. Where's Olmar? And Thorgill's like, bro, Dad, relax. He's 20 years old. Relax. I'm like, I didn't know his age. I was like, oh, 20. That's cool. I did not know his age. Bro. Speaking of the devil, now that's accurate. Oh, my goodness. This kid is trying to sell some freaking cloth, man. The dude's trying to make a living. This dude got in his way. Cloth's all muddy. And it's just, he's so for a guy who's so skillless, so useless, like you would think that after what Badger and Fox put him through, that like break him, not break him, like unveil his weakness publicly, like ridicule him, like, hey, you can't even kill a man. You're freaking, you're shitting in your freaking boots right now, just shaking from watching Thorfinn getting cut. Like you would think like that would humble him. Like, bro, you don't even know these people, man. Like, oh, don't insult me. Like, I won't buy this crap. Like, the dude's not trying to tell you to buy any crap. The dude's trying to get you to acknowledge that you just fuck up his merchandise that he needs to go make money. I don't know. It was insane. It pissed me off, but it was kind of funny. Yeah.
Yeah, his Olmar's ego is severely damaged. So
Bro. But where does he get
like
it from? That's the thing.
he's a prideful person. He probably gets some of that from seeing how great of a man Thorgil is. And he's like,
Mm,
this is my brother. We're of the same lineage. And then he also hears the legend of his father. Like, my father was doing
mm,
all this, and then here I am
yeah.
being a coward all the time. So yeah, there's a lot of pride that that's at stake for him.
Bro. He pulled his sword, man. He's like, real men fight to the death. Like, bro, get the. I'm so upset that homeboy didn't know how to fight. Like, I wanted him to get schooled. I wanted him to get freaking humbled. Like, this. Why couldn't this be a Levi? Or I always go back to this kid. I can never remember his name. The guy in the Phantom Troop, the short one. That's Levi like.
Phaeton.
Phaeton. Why couldn't this be Phaeton, bro? Why couldn't this be the Chimera King? Just freaking.
Oh jeez.
Just kill him. Like I wanted him to get freaking bullied, because those are the best ways to get knocked. Those unexpected knocks, Christian, are the best. Like, you think you're about to roll up on someone and you don't even know, bro. You don't even know this is a Jedi. Like, you don't even know, bro. Like, you don't even know what you're asking for. But anyway, you got lucky. It was not the case at all. I'm talking about carrying no weapon means you're not a real Norseman, bro. Like, shut up.
He's all bark,
anyway.
no bite.
Right. And Ketil comes in. Great. Like, yo, stop. What are you doing? I'm very sorry for this. Like, knock him around the head. Dude, chill, relax. Like, I'm here to try to make friends and build a reputation. Here you go, sir. Take the money. And then we hear a familiar voice. Give the man his change. Woo! We're like, who is this? Who is this man? Who is this man? Do we know what this is? Who is this? Who is this man? It's like, oh, my man said, hi, I'm Leif Erikson. Son, give him his change. Ooh. Okay. When you saw Leif, what'd you think? What'd you think? Before we get to them eating,
right.
breaking bread.
So, all my favorite stories do this. The stories that I hold in the highest regard, they all do this. I believe the term for it is convergence storytelling. So they spend time laying seemingly disconnected pieces until suddenly you realize that there's been a thread that's been connecting them together all along. One Piece is the king of doing this, which is why you need to watch it soon, one day. But Vinland Saga does a world-class job of it too. And they're doing it here, and it is probably my favorite thing that any story could possibly do is this convergence storytelling. Absolutely love it. Because Leif, there's so many things that have happened to culminate in this interaction being significant. You have Thorfinn going on that 10-year journey with Oskalot. You have Leif tracking him for those 10 years to find Oskalot. Then, they mention this later on, but then you find out that he named his adopted son Thorfinn.
Yeah.
And then you take into consideration all that's happened in season 2, which led Ketil to being at this moment, like at
when Harald died,
place.
when Canute is also here.
When Canute is, yes, every core piece of the story is just converging right now. And it keeps happening too. Like,
Daddy,
it doesn't
chill.
stop here.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
It doesn't.
Christian, that's a YouTube short. That's a YouTube short. You just earned yourself a YouTube short.
Vinland Saga is doing world class storytelling.
Oh, this
Yet
is
again,
good. This
which is
good.
why, anyone who, okay, no, I don't want to.
No, you need to say it. Anyone who thinks this season was shit, bro, you need to see a psychiatrist, a psychologist, like all. Just what? You need to go see Wendy Rhodes, and that's from Billions. Oof. God, I love Wendy. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. They break bread. Oh, your son's adopted. Yeah, his name's Thorfinn. Yeah, but people call him Bug Eyes. That's funny because he's cross-eyed. It's hilarious. I got Thorfinn on my farm too, bro. Oh, really? Is he a slave? He's such a good man. Yes, he's a slave. I didn't mention his status because I didn't want to offend you. Bro, is this man even real? Is this...
Yeah,
Christian,
right.
do you understand like his stature? This man owns land and slaves and like crops. Like this man has every right to be arrogant, every right to be freaking conceited, like every right to be disrespectful. You're breaking bread with someone who appears to be a peasant because they're about to go sell cloth. You overpay them and you're choosing your words carefully not to like what's the word? Be disrespectful towards them. I didn't say he's a slave because I didn't mention his status because I didn't want to offend you. It's just like, because if he says slave, like, it's just these rich people always think we're all slaves. Just, dude, Kettle's just nah, man. This dude's top tier, bro. these guys
Yeah.
struck gold. These guys struck gold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
crazy.
He's a dude. Yeah, is he a Norseman? Blonde hair, blue eyes. Yes. His adopted son say, "Don't get your hopes up. That's what happened with me." Bro, this man's been searching for decades. Yo. He's like, "Stop." The son's like, "Don't get your hopes up." He's like, "Son, wait up. I'm getting closer here." From Iceland? Is he a former warrior? Like, well, I don't know if he fought, but I've noticed there's hella scars on Homeboy's body from blades. So yeah, he could probably fit the description. But why do you ask? He's like, "Well, as a friend of a son who's been enslaved, and I've been looking for him because I made a vow." I don't think he went into the vow that he made to find him. As in, like, yeah, it's basically the son of a good friend that got enslaved that he's looking for to get back. And then like, great. And then the next scene to show you, Leif goes back to his boat, and he's like, "Guys, we're gonna go to Kettle's farms." And from what he tells us, it's like it'll take 5 days if the winds are chill for us to get there. So that's pretty good. And then one of the guys said, "Pops, we're not doing this. I can't go along with you this time. This man has been looking for Thorfinn for so long that the people that he's with, Pops, I'm assuming his son and his other adopted son, like they've seen this played." So I'm assuming this is from a place of anger. One, that's true. That's just futile to them. It's a waste of time. Also, B, from seeing their father disappointed time and time again. That's how relentless this man's pursuit in finding Thorfinn has been, in my perspective. That's a YouTube short. It's a fucking YouTube short.
Damn, you're on the hunt for these shorts.
I'm in the hunt for these shorts. Crazy shit. So yeah, what did you think? What did you think before we move on to meeting with King Canute?
Yeah, so I just realized that Bug Eyes, since he said just like what happened with me, he must have been a slave at one point too.
Correct.
I didn't catch that
Yeah.
when I first saw it.
Yeah.
So,
no, also A, he must have been a slave, that's true. B, he fits all the description except for the eyes. So
yeah.
probably Leif asked someone who gave him the description, and Leif probably paid ahead and got him second. Or Leif saw him, noticed it's not Thorfinn, but felt bad because of the resemblance minus the eyes and bought him. Because yeah, it's Leif's a good old man. That's a good uncle to have, actually. Fam, okay, they're meeting King Canute. Oh shit. Damn, you got us in here this quick. Like, Thorgil, you must have connections. No, Dad, that's actually not the case. He's usually pretty busy. It's weird, Dad. We got the jump line. Anyway, I'm here, so let's fucking do it. He comes in. Canute's like, "Hey, thank you for coming for so long, blah, blah, blah. I accept your crops." And Ketil's like, "Well, my crops are some of the finest, and I've been giving them to Harald, and I want to extend my gratitude and grow a bond with you." And he's like, "Okay, that's great." And Homeboy said, "Yes, I accept. Strong farmers like you are the treasure of Denmark." Like, everything he's saying, I'm like, "Oh, you
sly little.
You're about to deprive this man of everything he owns." It's like, "Oh, you don't even know." And of course, on the receiving end of that, coming from a king, you're like, "Oh, yes, yes." It's like, "Oh, this dude's about to freaking, bro, you about to go broke." So, oh my God. In the middle of all these freaking compliment, this kid, bro.
Olmar.
Do you want to take the scene, Christian? Take the scene, because anything that he's in pisses me off so much. Like,
Really?
I know there needs to be a balance. There needs to be an equilibrium. Like, there needs to be this show can't be all that great, Like you need a Roman Roy. That's Succession. You need a shit. There's nobody in Billions that's fucked up. Everyone's just so good at what they do.
Omar is part of what makes. He's important. he's an important
He's not.
character.
He's not none important. I just the nonsense is just unbecoming. It's
Like
just like,
his
bro.
nonsense is important too.
I mean, it all plays a role. Like literally, his nonsense. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he stands. It's like, oh, freaking, let me be a part of your king's guard.
Like my
You
brother.
know, bro. Canute's like, all right, let's see how the homeboy handles his sword, bro.
Dude, I can't believe that he let him use a dirty ass sword on what would soon be somebody's dinner. That's crazy. That's crazy. You don't know where that sword's been. This
Right,
guy sheaths it at any given opportunity. I wouldn't trust that shit. And that
that's
looked
actually
like
a
a
good point,
good meal too. Nah,
bro. This man
that's
couldn't
sick.
cut the pig, man. And the screams from outside, people are, yeah, God.
The bone was so
Oh my
hard.
goodness, the boat is so hard, bro. It sucks that Canute is so smart that another alternative would have been planned for Ketil to end up in this position. It's so sad that he thinks this is on his son, which it is, but it would have been something else regardless. Because there's no way Ketil was making it out of this. No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah. There's no way. There's no way they were gonna make it out because it was already planned. That's why they got moved up to the front of the line. Yeah, that's why they got moved up to the front of the line. There's no way. There's no way they could. Yeah, there's just no way. Wait, wait, wait. Do you think this was after the whole "Let me be your king" guard? When do you think Canute? Yeah, it was after, bro. It was after. But how did he get moved up to the front of the line? Do you think Canute just wanted to just read more into his family and to basically see if this would be the first requisitioned land?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Kettle, he brought like a shit ton of tribute
Mm-hmm.
for King
Yeah, yeah,
Harold.
yeah, for sure.
So he might have told Thorgil to mention that I have a bunch of tribute for Harold and I'd like to speak with you regarding like a deal that I made with Harold or whatever. And then
Mm-hmm.
Canute, of course, he's having this conversation with Gunnar prior about how they're really squeezed for funds. So the man who was like your number one, who piqued your interest, suddenly show up and he's like offering all these tributes. It's like, yeah, I could see why he would call him in to assess his situation more, like assess Kettle's situation,
Okay.
inspect his goods, and then sort of formulate his next step after meeting with him in person.
And then Olmar just freaking served his family on a platter by solidifying these freaking like preconceived notions because he didn't have any like ammo. But now I was like, okay, this motherfucker's an idiot. That's it. That's her in. So stupid. Yeah, because like later tonight, like Ketel's crying in bed, and Omar's crying.
Mm.
Dorgill's character, Christian Dorgill's character. I don't know. Okay, not yet, not yet. But anyway, dude, this man.
Mm.
Oh, Ketil is very, very lucky to have a son like him. Imagine if he had two Omars. He would not have made it out this island. But anyway, I'm obviously foreshadowing that I've seen episode 12. But regardless, let's stick to episode 11. Yeah, don't embarrass us any further. Like what you did today was fucked up, and just please, like keep the buffooneries at a minimum moving forward. It's just like, and you hear people. I think people in the background talking about how you can't cut a pig. I don't know if I'm getting the
Yeah.
scenes, but yeah,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
and then they switch back to Wolf and Canute. Listen, I don't want this guy in my army. The guy's fucking weak. The dude can't do shit. Dude couldn't cut a pig. This is not a man that I would want to follow me. And this man said, "That's your perspective as a captain. Now give me another perspective." Woo! This is Chuck Rhodes billions.
All those books.
All
He
those
reads a lot, so
bugs.
he knows how to talk. He
And
knows how
Wolf
to
is.
piece words together.
Mm, he said he can be useful. Exactly. This is our end. We just found someone who'll act how we expect him to. Oh, and
I
then.
like how I liked how Thorgil, prior to the scene, he says the more cowardly a man is, like he's speaking to Omar. He says the more cowardly a man is, the less predictable his behavior. And then here
Mm,
you have Canute and Wolf saying he's a typical young Nord, a foolish
mm-hmm.
one. So surely he'll act as we expect him to.
Yeah.
It's like this contrast demonstrates Canute's strategic foresight. Canute
Mm-hmm.
and
Wolf.
Wolf, and how he and Wolf can see significance in the insignificant. I thought it was really nicely done. This
Yeah.
contrast.
Yeah, no, that's very beautiful, actually. Yeah, that was night and day, but
Mhm.
can be elaborated on. It's like those two poems that I want us to do at some point. Artists who died too young and potential. Christian, when we get to that. When we get to that, Christian, when we get to that, foreshadowing it, of course, artists who died too young, this young artist who died, and the author basically write it in a positive way. Like he got lucky. He went out with a bang. He went out while he was still high. And then potential, who's the author's potential is two people that's saying they love how Michael Jordan kept fighting until he couldn't fight anymore. Until his like shots became terrible to watch. As in one person is praising someone for going all the way and just not going out before the time was done by letting it go until they can't no more. And another person is praising someone for going at the top of the career while they're still young, but they got to go while they were still high. It's this contrast in these two different poems is fucking beautiful. When we get the poems, we're gonna do that. Potential and artists who die young or some shit. An artist die young, a young artist or something. I don't remember. But yeah, Potential's two poets can be watched on YouTube. Potential by JR something. I don't remember the guys' names. But yeah, I love when things like that, things that can be taken in two different ways, but are equally can have a very good debate.
Mhm.
So I hate how he gave the resemblance of someone who cares. Like I don't know why can he just be his true self with Wolf. He was like, "It's so the people can leave in peace. I feel for them, but they must pay the price." He touches the scar that Thorfinn gave him. like,
Well, he's
like,
not. He's
bro,
not lying.
he
He's
doesn't
not
feel for
lying.
them, Christian. He does not feel for them. No,
What?
the second part of the sentence, they must pay the price. As in he's saying, yeah, I got cut or some shit. I understand. Like the scar will stay with me for my life if you want to take it that way. But like he doesn't feel for these people. This man just killed his brother and said, I feel nothing. Like so I don't think I feel for them. I'm like, bro, you don't feel for them. You're about to freaking enjoy requisitioning every acre of the land of the people you're about to requisition land from. But what did you think that made you say he's not lying?
Well, I don't think he will enjoy it. Like I think he truly believes that he's in the right with what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like his end goal of creating a paradise is not just to, when he creates a paradise, that means everybody in that paradise would be, they'd be in their best possible state of living, state
Right.
of being.
Yeah.
So he's more of a person that I think it's just to him the ends justify the means. The means can be super cruel, but as long as he knows that the end is one that benefits all people, then he's willing to do it. So yeah, and the thing with him being potentially not honest with Wolf, it's like if you remember the paranoia he has that somebody might have poisoned his drink. Like I'm sure and also how he mentioned to the severed head, he said that you're the one person that I can talk and truly be truthful to.
Bro, that's so scary. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he doesn't he holds distrust for pretty
Skepticism.
much
Yeah.
everybody. Yeah, skepticism
Uh-huh.
for pretty much everybody.
Yeah. So letting them in on his true intentions. Yeah, I understand. I completely understand.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely correct. Oh, I'll give you that. That is correct. Yeah, but that's true. That's true. But yeah, and he's like, hey, Kettle's farm will be the first requisition. Poor Kettle.
Mhm.
All right. This was episode 11. What you got to add? What you got to add?
Canute's crosshairs, they're aimed at Kettle. He's about to fire.
Rich King.
His dice.
All right. It's been real. Until next episode.
Damn. Ignored. Yes. We will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Wait. What do you mean by he crossed air? What is that? What did that mean?
Crosshairs, the like if someone's using a sniper rifle, the scope is like a T, or it's like one vertical line, one horizontal line. That's called a crosshair. So Canute having
Okay.
him in his crosshair is like, he's about to snipe him. He's about to get him. So he's in his crosshairs. It's a common
Ah,
phrase. It's a common phrase.
I'm not from this country, unfortunately.
Yeah. What?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, no, I get it. Okay. Well, all right, dude. I will get it next time. Unfortunately, it went over my head. It is what it is, like an M&M bar. But the next one, I'll be there, Christian. I'll be there to get it. All
All right.
right. Until next time.
All right. Goodbye.
All right. Bye.